Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and today I'm bringing you another sponsored Blade and Soul video, this time on PvP. Now, most of you who are regulars on my channel know that I don't get into PvP all too much in games. I mean, let's be honest, I find myself average at best at it. I mean, usually due to the anxiety I build up while going up against another player directly one-on-one, and a lot of that's just because I get frustrated and I don't think I can improve any which way. So from the sounds of that, you'd think I'd hate Blade and Soul's arena-based PvP, which is a hyper-competitive 1 versus 1 mode where every millisecond of your decision-making counts. Well, I'm here to tell you the opposite, because it's quite possibly one of my favorite PvP modes I've played across any game, even if I can't get into it for long periods of time due to that anxiety. But let me tell you why I love Blade and Soul's PvP so much. The big thing that really gets it for me, and this actually goes for all of Blade and Soul, is that its combat to its core is entirely skill-based. In PvP, the emphasis on your skills and your reaction times are put to a true test. To ensure emphasis on this, stats are equalized in the structured arenas, though the number of skill points you have available still depends on level, so it is really at its best when you're at max level. However, if there is a vast skill difference between players, even a lower level player can attain victory in the arena. To top it all off, it's a best out of 3 format, so if you're able to collect yourself and briefly plan your next move before going back in, then you have a good chance at doing a reverse sweep. That's what I love best. Your skill versus your opponent's skill is easily distinguishable. This makes it extremely satisfying whether you win by a landslide or in a close match. It also makes it easier to identify what parts of your game you can improve if you lose. Like I said, I'm an average PvPer at best, and I embrace that. In Blade and Soul, when I get matched against an opponent that is far superior to me, it assures me that I have room to improve, and it's easy enough to identify why I wasn't able to win. It almost reminds me of when I was young and I would see a max level player in an MMO. You'd think, oh man, that guy is badass. Look at all the cool armor he's got. In Blade and Soul, it's damn, that guy is really good at the game. I don't feel bad for losing. Look how great he is at this. It's a truly wonderful thing that win or lose, I'm satisfied with my arena matches because I can always take something away from them, whether that's elo or just the experience of playing against a high tier player. To show what I mean by all of this, let's watch some footage that I recorded during a live stream. That way I'm not cherry picking matches. Here I am sparring against a number of viewers playing a variety of classes. At first, I started out against the Blade Dancer, and honestly, I got my ass handed to me pretty hard. Now I played them again and again, match after match, and I began to experience the beauty of Blade and Soul's PvP. I began to recognize their play patterns, identify the moves I didn't previously know what they did. I was able to predict their combos based on the way they would stall out for certain things. I was able to learn and perfect my Blade Master's combos. I learned that I was attacking too frequently and aggressively, which was opening me up to too much counterplay. And ultimately, I ended up playing with my skill points and eventually achieved victory. This progression made every loss satisfying. That's right, it was fun to lose. Never thought I'd say that in any game. Now, I played against a bunch of other people, had some wins, had some losses against Blade Masters, Summoners. Oh god, I got destroyed by a Summoner. But fast forward to the final match I played against this extremely skilled assassin. Now, I'd only PvP'd against an assassin once before, and it was a 2-to-1 game where I won at least one of them. It went way better than this match. I barely landed one attack in 2 games, and I was blown away by how much I just got played. But I wasn't once led to believe that Assassin was unbeatable. I was simply shown that I didn't know how to play against Assassins, especially those that were a higher tier than the one I had faced before. This created a new goal for me in game, to improve and eventually feel comfortable in that same match. It also made me curious to try out the Assassin, which increases the amount of time I actually spend playing the game. So having individual players and game mechanics create the desire to improve simply by exposing you to a higher skill player, it just adds on to the experience for me. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Blade and Soul's PvP is perfect, especially at level 45. A lot of people who have played in the other regions tell me that the PvP is definitely a bit more balanced at level 50, which hopefully will get that level cap increase sometime before the next World Championship. There are also, of course, classes that are just better suited, maybe have more CC, maybe lower cooldowns, and there is, of course, a small amount of imbalance between the classes. But ultimately, if you are much higher skilled than another player, you don't notice that because you're going to beat them because you're that much better than them at your specific thing, at the game, at the PvP. So, ultimately, am I going to become the next Blade and Soul World Champion? No, not a chance in hell. I'll probably hover around Silver Elo if I just don't practice. That's where my character is right now. Maybe with some practice, I'll get to Gold, which I think is 1600 Elo. But Blade and Soul has created super exciting PvP mode, and hopefully people want to enjoy it. And if this high-intensity, high-anxiety PvP, because that's one of my drawbacks, like I said before, if that isn't for you, you can always do the tag matches with friends, a 3v3. I don't know if the 6v6s are coming anytime soon, or you can PvP in the open world with the Cerulean and the Crimson outfits and whatnot. You have plenty of different options. But for competitive players, and even those just looking to get a rush, I love this PvP, and I hope to see it expand in the West when the game actually comes out on January 19th. Anyway, thank you for watching my video on my thoughts on Blade and Soul's PvP. Now, I did say at the start of this video it is a sponsored video, and I do that for transparency. I could have just put that in the YouTube description, but you guys know that I like to be completely honest with you guys. Don't worry, I can assure that these thoughts and opinions are my own, because I was going to do these videos with or without that sponsorship anyway, so if anything, it's just the icing on the cake. But also, I want to let you guys know that on December 4th, I have a special Blade and Souls event that's going to be going on with some pretty exciting giveaways. So if you see this video, share it with a friend, especially if they're interested in Blade and Soul, and be sure to come by my live stream on December 4th for some action. Let's just say that. Giveaways, Blade and Soul stuff, you'll want to be there, trust me. But anyway, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and I will see you all in the next Blade and Soul video. Be sure to check out the rest of the videos on my channel as well. Anyway, I'll see you then, and until then, take care.